Mr. President Əliyev, thank you very much for having us here. This region has been the stage of some of the most violent episodes in the South Caucasus' recent history. And the tensions haven't really gone away completely since the 2020 peace deal. To what do you attribute this constant hostility?
Difficult to say. I thought that after the Second Qarabağ war, situation will be different. And we were ready for peace. And actually waiting for a while for international players to give us some new suggestions. We understood that it's a kind of a vacuum. Nobody knows what to do. And the situation when we had the declaration signed on the 10th November 2020 was not actually providing sustainable peace. It was not a peace treaty. It was a declaration, actually de facto that was a capitulation act by Armenia. Therefore, we started to put forward some initiatives in order to find a final solution to our conflict with Armenia. We made it public. We announced that we need to sign a peace agreement. And then again, it was a vacuum. So then we elaborated the principles for peace agreement, which are well-known principles of international law, like mutual recognition of territorial integrity, sovereignty, international borders, delimitation of borders, non-use of force or threat of force. And we put that proposal on the table. So we, the country which suffered 30 years of occupation and which restored justice by force, we were the authors of new peace process. I would not say it is going very smoothly. We're still optimistic because we are now engaged in very active negotiations on the level of foreign ministers of both countries.
And I was going to ask you about that. I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've just returned from Brussels, from another round of peace talks. These peace talks have been filling many people with hope of lasting peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan. Are we right to be hopeful? What came out of this latest round?
Yeah, I think it is right thing to be hopeful, but I can tell you that peace negotiations are being held by foreign ministers. Our meetings in Brussels, organized by President of European Council, these meetings actually allow us to touch upon very sensitive issues.
For example?
Like future parameters of the boundaries, because the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan has not been defined, because as soon as the Soviet Union collapsed, we faced this aggression. So how the border will look like, what will be the real situation on the ground, what will be situation with communications, because Armenia has obligation, which is signed as a result of the Second Qarabağ War, to allow us access to our exclave, Nakhchivan, but still it is not happening. So main concentration on paragraphs of peace treaty are made by the ministers. Our meetings, they just create, I think, a good atmosphere. But if we see a constructive approach from Armenian side, and most important, if they totally put down all their aspirations to contest our territorial integrity, then we can find a peace solution very soon, maybe even by the end of the year.